Thank you. Please, Miguel Ángel. It's a pleasure to be here with you, sharing this stage with you, and to learn more about this exciting subject. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. First of all, we have mentioned the regulation. Can you please tell us about the importance of this regulation? Yeah, the regulation is important because it configures an ecosystem of sectors and working means in the European Union. So there are three factors: the network of cybersecurity centers, and among others. And what we want to do is to implement initiatives and academic and research and business initiatives to increase the capacities of resilience of infrastructures and networks and critical infrastructures and common use equipment, also to increase the competitiveness of the European Union and make of cybersecurity a factor of competitiveness. What is the role of the center? Yes, that is a very good question. ENISE has a very important role. It also plays a role related to the prevention, response, and detection, and the promotion of certification, training, etc. But the European Center is very necessary to have a single ecosystem of all the parties related to cybersecurity and to dynamize the investment on cybersecurity, because it doesn't have any functions on operation of cybersecurity. Yes, we have been talking in the first panel about the importance of SMEs. What is the impact that you foresee on I+D+E on the European and national level? The impact on the industry and on emerging companies and SMEs comes along with the action of the European Center. The European Center will give guidelines and will also act in topics related to the execution of cybersecurity initiatives, and also the cooperation among several national cybersecurity centers. The national centers are a focal point and will also promote the participation of those sectors in projects with European finance. So what is the participation of European and of member states? Well, they participate on several levels. They have a representation in the administration board of the European Center. And this board has several roles. So, for instance, the yearly program, the budget, the monitoring of the center, and many other roles. And then there is a possibility of influence. And then we have the work of every single national cybersecurity center. And that is a way to participate in that ecosystem and to dynamize the community. In that regard, what is the position of Spain? Well, Spain has been participating very actively from the beginning of the preparation work of the regulation. It was also a candidate to host the center, and now we are preparing to be candidates for the vice presidency of that board. The board will choose a presidency and a vice presidency, and Spain is also very active in cooperating with other member states to help them establish their national centers of coordination and sharing experiences. We are in a very privileged position because of because of the steps that we have taken and because of the pilots that we have been leading. Yeah, this regulation talks about capacities. Do we have those capacities in our center? Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, and compared to other countries, we are very advanced. We have the National Security of Cybersecurity. We have the INCIBE. So already in February 2020, I decided that INCIBE would play the role of the National Center of Cybersecurity in Spain, because it already fulfills roles that were already working. It is a focal point for the industry. It is participating on European projects, cooperating with other member states, and is also carrying out activities with groups and work groups that dynamize the initiatives. And how is represented how is the community represented? Yes, so we have one main asset, the National Forum on Cybersecurity, that was created in July 2020. So it is a place of gathering for the university, for the business, for the institutional sector. And as Mar Lopez was saying in the previous panel, we are getting very curious looks from abroad, and it seems very interesting from abroad. Yes, yes, there is a lot of work ahead of us. What is the role of this community? The community is a figure that is already mentioned in the regulation, and it consists of all those actors with an interest on cybersecurity and related to research, cybersecurity operation, specification production, norms, ethics, training. That is made up by SMEs, civil society, academia, research, etc. And it is going to play a major role because it is going to provide consulting services to the administration board of the center via a consulting group, and it will be made up by 20 members of the community. And it will give guidance to the center. Then we have to see how that community is going to be configured, because the entities that will take part will have to request participation. There's going to be a security assessment. Well, we need quite a bit of work ahead of us, but the future looks very promising, because in the regulation we saw that the setting was very diverse and is very fragmented. So we need to articulate it, to find the right ecosystem, to find that notion of collective work in the European Union. Yes, thanks very much for sharing so much. We will invite you all to follow all the steps that your institution is taking. Thanks very much.